G'day everyone. Today we're going to strain up some barbed wire. I'm going to show you two knots. Put your strainers on. Make sure that the barbed wire is sitting down neatly into the strainers and pull it tight. Okay, so we've walked our strainers up the wire and now we've got two pieces of barbed wire that are separate from each other that are strained together, and we want to make it into one. First one that we're going to do is we're just going to simply take this wire here over the top of the strainers, pull it nice and tight with your hand to make sure that you don't lose too much tension, and then you're going to start 5 gentle twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to do 5 tight twists. 1, and you can do a little crank handle for this if need be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you got your other section of wire here is you want to keep that twist going. So because we went around that way with this piece of wire, we're going to go around that way with this loose piece of wire, and we're going to do 5 gentle twists. It's very important to continue the twist in the same direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we want to go 5 tight twists again. So once again, 5 loose twists all the way along here, and then 5 tight twists at this point here. Then once you let your chain strainers go, you've got a knot there that is almost as strong as the original wire. Once we've cut the wire off at both ends, you can see that we've got our 5 tight twists, our 5 loose twists. This is about where our strainers were. Then we've got 5 loose twists and 5 tight twists. The wire continues to spin all in the one direction all the way through this. Quite a strong knot, and this is the preferred one for joining barbed wire. Now if you want to see the quick, simple one, there's probably a bit of a cheat, not quite as strong. I'll show you that next. Okay, so we've got our first knot that I've shown you up here. I'm going to show you the second knot here. We've strained up this piece of barbed wire underneath, and now I'm going to show you a knot that can be done right in the middle of the strainers that won't lose too much tension. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to cut the wire in half. So at about the midpoint, as we're going to cross our wire over like that there. And this is so simple, so fall down simple you'll laugh. Then we're simply going to go like that with each of the pieces of wire. So we're literally going to cross them over, and then we're going to twist them around reasonably tight, about 5 to 6 times each on each side. Now once again, I tend to make sure that I go reasonably tight with the loops. I try not to put my fingers too much between the strainers and the wire for obvious safety reasons. You could never do this with plain high tensile wire. It would break every time, but because this is low tensile barbed wire, there's not a problem. Once again, please do wear gloves, or you're going to get a lot of cut fingers and hurt fingers. And we're simply just going to wrap this around. Now I've wrapped it around that way. Now I'm going to wrap it around in the opposite direction on the opposite piece of wire. So what I've basically done now is I've just made 2 loops in the middle. This is not a recommended way of straining up barbed wire, but this is the other most common way of straining up barbed wire, and a lot of people do use it. And even if you go to some of the barbed wire suppliers and look at how to strain up barbed wire, they will show you this method. You do get away with it because it's not high tensile wire, so you can loop this wire and it won't break on the loop like high tensile wire does. But I still believe if you can keep wire straight, it's stronger. So this method of straining up barbed wire, to my mind, is much better than this double loop method over here that I've shown you.